Please!
No, it ain't.
This is insane. Nobody hear the sirens?
There's no crime anymore. Anything goes.
You rich can't hide behind your steel walls no more. Powerless. How's that feel? This is the real Purge. The Forever Purge!
Welcome, everybody! You are getting Lost in Plot, the show where we focus on story first, but not exclusively, across the mediums of film, television, video games, really anything with a story. I'm Wade, that's my brother Jake, and today we have for you the Forever Purge. And now we're going to get lost in the plot. We're going to spoil everything about this one. You've been warned. Here we go. Adela and her husband Juan live in Texas, where he works as a ranch hand for the wealthy Tucker family. The morning after the purge, a gang of masked killers attacks the Tuckers, forcing both families to bond together to fight back while the country spirals out of control. It's purge time again, the one day of the year where all crime is legal, including murder. So all the smart people go hide in their bunkers, and all the stupid people have an orgy of murder outside the local Wendy's. Juan and Adela are illegal immigrants. They are the heroes of this film, which asks, what would happen the day after the purge if all the murdering psychopaths just kept on murdering? Except they're not even psychopaths this time around. No, it's the dreaded secret underground white supremacist army rising up to purge the nation of all immigrants. What the f*** do we do? Well, you make a run for the border, man. Into the welcoming embrace of sweet, sweet Mexico. So you've got the racist, elitist Tuckers on one hand, you've got the illegal Mexicans on the other. They're both fleeing the crumbling United States to jump the border to the safety and salvation of Mexico. And that is what is supposed to pass for irony in the Forever Purge. Sweet, sweet Mexico. Mexico! The best place ever! Wait, go to Mexico!
It's so funny because the movie sets up and says, oh, wouldn't you cross the border illegally to get in the United States if it was a country that did the purge? And then at the end of the movie, the answer is, no, you wouldn't do that. You'd go back to Mexico because the United States has the purge.
You
would go back because the United States has the purge, which is this made-up thing that we just placed there. That's the moral of the story. Don't go to a country where they have a purge.
That's right. Finally, we get to the point where the purge it doesn't stop. Lo and behold, you're on your way to work the day after the purge.
I won't stop purging!
No.
24 hours was not enough!
You think you're just gonna clock in, punch that clock, start cooking up in the back, and then shit, there's all these bodies on the ground, you're just stepping over them, and, the crazy assholes are still killing people.
That's right.
Who would have thought that could happen?
It's the Forever Purge.
The Forever Purge. Now let's find out who wrote this.
That's right. Now, say my name.
So James DeMonico. He wrote the Forever Purge. Hell, he wrote every purge there's been. He's written them all.
Purge.
Let's throw them up here. Let's look at the credits here. Holy shit, we're starting in 1998 with The Negotiator. Remember that one with Samuel L. Jackson and Kevin Spacey?
I do remember that one.
1998, that's an audience score of an 8.8.
Guys,
that was good.
It's not that good.
It's not that good.
It's not an 8.8. We remember this movie finally. It was not that good.
It's a 1990, I don't know when Metacritic was around, but certainly not back then. So this is people with rosy memories of Samuel L. Jackson and Kevin Spacey and better times.
Yeah, better days.
2005 now, we jump ahead to the remake of Assault on Precinct 13. I never saw it. You didn't see it.
I saw it.
You did see it? Yeah. Oh, my God.
Ethan Hawke and Gabriel Byrne and...
Lawrence Fishburne?
Possibly.
I didn't see it. I'm just guessing.
That movie was god-awful.
Scott-awful. No, the audience put it at a 7.9. You don't know what you're saying.
No, audience.
You don't know what you're talking about.
No. Go back and watch it.
That brings us to the one that started it all in 2013, the original, The Purge.
The home invasion thriller.
Yep. This comes in at a 5.3 from the audience. So how does it get all those sequels if it's at a 5.3 from the audience?
I don't know.
Because, my God, I had it at a 4. Now,
The next one is Purge Anarchy in 2014, then the Purge election year. Did you see any of those?
No.
The first Purge, didn't see that one either. We saw none of these. And then finally, the Forever Purge, which manages to come in lower than all the other Purge movies that have come before it. You've set a new low with a 4.2 from the audience.
Set the bar so low you could trip over it. That's what you did with this one.
Now, the premise of the Purge, you like and respect this premise. Like
I do.
Yeah.
I think tremendous things about the premise. So let's get on to my thoughts and break the story so I can get into that.
break it.
My one thing for the Forever Purge is its total lack of self-awareness. Now let me get this out first. They made the Purge to make money, okay? There's really no other reason. They have the license, people understand what it is, we're gonna put out another entry, make a few bucks, and that's pretty much all. That being said, let's take a look at the Forever Purge. Now, all the Purge movies are based on the premise of the Purge. What is it? Well, it's the idea that Americans hate each other. A lot. So much so that we have to suspend all laws for one day out of the year so that we can work out our aggression, our pent-up frustration, exercise our demons so we can go back to being the productive little worker bees that society needs us to be. Now, every Purge movie exploits that premise, right? That's why they say the Purge in it. But do any of them ever explore the Purge? Do any of them ever ask the question, well, why do the Americans hate each other so much? Could it possibly be that cable news on both sides, social media, mainstream media, and politicians profit off of that hatred and spend every waking minute fomenting it by delegitimizing the viewpoints of the other side and demonizing them for having them? That's an interesting thought. And that so happens to be the trick that the Forever Purge actually pulls off itself with its one-sided, ham-fisted analysis of the divisive illegal immigrant issue that it explores with all the depth of an inflatable kiddie pool. You're either on the side of the sainted illegal immigrants, or you're a slack-jawed, gun-toting Texas hillbilly trying to chase them off your land. Now, to be fair, the film does allow the rich white rancher an opportunity to have redemption and live in harmony with the illegal immigrants. He simply has to forsake all of his beliefs, his point of view, admit that he's 100% wrong, and he always was. Now, I don't think that the Forever Purge is out to divide us. In fact, I don't even find this movie offensive one bit. I do, however, find it profoundly stupid.
Stupid to a level that goes beyond what you would expect from the Purge. Every time you sit down for a Purge movie, I look at it as dumb fun. Maybe you do. I think a lot of people do. Well, dumb fun. That's a good premise to think of. If all crime was legal for one day, what would people do? What would you do?
Yeah, your imagination runs wild. It could come up with absolutely anything. And it's the perfect excuse to do things that are edgy, that might even be offensive. Because look at the premise of your movie, for God's sakes.
It's over the top, it's absurd, but at the same time you wonder, could your neighbors secretly be homicidal lunatics that are just waiting for an excuse to come out and unload in your face?
The possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. And the lack of creativity and the just humdrum garbage where it's just like, well, people would probably dress up in weird masks.
Even that's okay.
And go around killing.
The problem with this has been when you make it politics and you make it some kind of political. I think
they invited the politics in. And you know what? There's a scene in this movie where they actually get things right. Will Patton, who's a great actor, who I was terribly saddened to see in this movie. He's a great actor. But when he challenges one of the former ranch hands who says, you know what, you guys are rich and wealthy, and I'm tired of working for you, and I'm the working class, we're the proletariat, we're gonna stand up and we're gonna give you what for, he actually hits him back. And he says, who do you think you're doing this violence on behalf of? How about the fat cats who run this country, who are profiting off you doing their violence, running around killing each other? You don't think that that helps them? Perfect, you nailed it. But that's not what your movie's about. Instead, you shuttled that off to the side and chased down this stupid illegal immigrant thing. And it was just dumb. You know, to me, the story of America, present day, all right, is the businessman who sets fire to his own store so he can collect the insurance proceeds. That's what it is. People on the top sowing seeds of dissension, fanning the flames of hatred, all so that they can profit off the endless cycle. You see it in the media, you see it with politics. How good would this Purge have been if you targeted some of those assholes
instead of make up this stupid, one-sided illegal immigrant argument that is just, it's just ludicrous.
And you hit it right on the head. This is the Forever Purge. You never stop. One of the reasons this is such a ludicrous thing, because no government would sanction this, because they know, are they going to stop after 24 hours? Big fat f***ing chance, right? So then how are you going to go in and bring back the peace and restore the peace after you've just thrown the barn doors open and let all the horses run loose?
And what illegal...
That's what we should have been exploring, exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. Who's going to try and sneak into a country where they do this? Who's going to do that? It's, we've made it to America. We're here, the land of freedom and opportunity.
We just got to get past Purge Day.
Yeah, they have that Purge thing, you know, where everybody goes around murdering people. They have that. But, you know, that's not as bad as the country we came from. That's okay.
One day,
we'll deal with it.
It's just one day.
And then they're like, oh, shit, it really is that bad. Let's go back to Mexico. Mexico's better than the United States. Why? Well, because Mexico doesn't have a purge. Well, didn't you make up the purge as the premise of your whole movie? Yeah. It's just so dumb. The concept alone, it's like it never should have gone anywhere.
It's too dumb.
DOA.
The purge is allowed to be dumb. It's not allowed to be this dumb. This is pushing it way too far with your stupid political message. And why can't it just be on a primitive level, wondering if your neighbors are really good people or not? Or if you give them any kind of excuse, they'll turn into like these monsters, these nightmares that are just out there held back by the thin veneer of society.
Plus,
why can't it be that? That's a primitive thing. Everyone can relate to that on every level without getting into political.
Yeah. If you were going to illegally sneak into the country, why wouldn't you do it on Purge Day when there's no crime? You can't be prosecuted. They don't. They go at great risk. You see them tunneling through, and it's an arduous journey. Why didn't you just wait to Purge Day and come right across the fence?
I think you broke it. I think you broke the film now.
No, because all the gun-toting Texas hillbillies are coming for you.
They're coming. They're all over. They're all over. Every state in the country has got them. And I don't know what the dog whistle was that went out on Purge Day, but we're just not going to stop. We've got too many immigrants. We got to get rid of them. Right. I don't like all these immigrants, whether they're illegal or legal. No more. Let's get to Dead or Alive.
Let's do that.
We're ready now. We're ready to purge the Forever Purge, and I'm going to purge it first. This is dead for me. This is a 2 out of 10.
Ooh,
this was horrible. This was awful. This was too dumb. I went into this knowing it would be dumb, and that's fine. I wanted some dumb fun. Like I said, you can shoot them up, you can put on your creepy masks and give us some solid imagery there, and you can say something about how people's natural inclinations or urges come out when you give them an excuse, and that would have been fine. But then you brought in the Mexico savior irony to this film, and it was miserable to watch.
Bizarre in a whole. It's dead for me too. This movie is a 3 out of 10 for me. This is not an enjoyable experience.
A little bit better than mine.
Well, just a notch. Just a notch. Now, generally, I like it when movies want to try to say something that's topical, right? But not as on the nose and as obvious and as just simple-minded as this movie was, okay? It's great when you tackle social themes, as long as you do it artfully and it's organic to the story that you're telling, not whatever this was, okay? It's dead. It's a 3 out of 10. The Forever Purge. Change the title to The Last Purge.
The Final Purge.
The Final Purge.
Final Purge. Did you know that there was a Purge TV series as well?
No. What network?
I don't know. James DeMonaco wrote that too.
Well, James DeMonaco just cannot get loose of the Purge, and it's unfortunate.
Probably going to get loose of it now.
But you know what? The Purge, we're going to keep making the movies because they make, I guess, a little
so
bit of money.
after
They get
this
people
one.
people going to them.
I don't know about
They've
this.
made 5.
Because
The first, nobody liked the first one, and they made 4 more.
It's true. Because they're cheap, right? They're easy to make. And like you said, you can turn a quick buck. You can have a low production budget. You can get it out there with minimal effects. And you can make a nice haul.
And the promise of the premise that has never been fully realized after 5 films.
Yeah, maybe when we get 10, 15 years away from now and someone decides they want to remake The Purge.
Yeah, well, please do. Let the dog off the chain, all right? See what it actually does. Don't do this nonsense.
Fulfill that promise.
All right. Did you guys watch The Forever Purge? Probably not. But if you did and you have thoughts about it, please leave
Don't
it in
do
the
it
comments.
now.
Christ's sake.
Well, I mean, if you're interested, maybe you're interested in what we saw. Maybe you want to see for yourself. Go ahead, take a look. All right. Probably not if you're a Texan, okay? Because you guys don't fare so well in this movie.
I don't like you. You don't come off well.
But check it out if you like. And if you do, please come back and leave your comments down below. Guys, if you like this video, please leave us a thumbs. If you love this video, consider a subscription because we will see you all on the next one.